Hey, welcome to Night Combos.
Welcome back. Hubby's here.
Hey, hubby.
Hey, lovey.
Aw. Hey, y'all. We've had all the messages between Nick and Gypsy, like a lot of you know, for a while now. When we heard this live from the other day, we started going back through all of them. Many of you have probably read through them as well. So we're going to take a look at them. We will read the text leading up to and after any time they are talking about the two of them, and when Bree is saying Gypsy was traumatized in the video clip we are about to watch. This will all make more sense in just a minute, because before we jump into this, like always, we want to say thank you so much to all of our subscribers that's been with us from the very beginning, and all of our subscribers that are new. Welcome. We truly appreciate all of
Yes,
you.
welcome.
Yes, we truly appreciate every single one of you. We are so grateful for all of you. We love and appreciate you. Without you, we know that we wouldn't have a channel. We wouldn't be able to have a voice to be able to speak, to say anything, to have fun with y'all, or anything. So we truly appreciate y'all so much, and we love and appreciate the family and community that we've all built here, that we've all been a part of building here. We are so grateful for it. So thank you so much to all of you. And if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos, posts, lives, or anything else. And please, y'all, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll be conversating with y'all like always.
And thank you to Overprotected for the super thanks.
Yes, thank you, hubby. Thank you so much to Overprotected for the super thanks. We know we have not commented back yet in the comments, and we truly apologize for that. We've been helping our mom out in the yard, cutting grass, doing all that. So we truly apologize that we haven't had a chance to comment in the comment section back to you. But we've seen both of your comments that you left us, so we'll be commenting back to you soon. But yes, thank you so much for the super thanks. They help us out personally, and they help the channel mostly so much. So thank you all so very much for that. And thank you so much to the few people who have gotten memberships. We were both so excited when we seen that people did get memberships, because we didn't think anybody would. And a few of y'all have. So thank y'all so much for that. We truly are so grateful, and we appreciate it so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
And also for hyping the channel. Y'all are truly amazing. And everyone that's just simply subscribed and leaves supportive comments, we appreciate every single bit of it so very much. So thank y'all. Okay, so like we were saying, we're going to look at the messages Bree brings up in this video clip that we're about to watch, and the ones before them and after them. Hopefully that makes sense. We will see, and y'all let us know what y'all think after hearing them, if Gypsy was traumatized or not. And just to make it easier to know who was texting what, I'll be reading Gypsy's text messages, and hubby will be reading Nick's text messages. But again, after hearing the text messages and the video clip and everything, let us know if y'all think Gypsy was just so traumatized and this poor little thing, or not. So, okay, the video clip comes from GypsysPantieCrust. Sorry, that really is the name of the channel. Y'all can see the channel right here on the screen. So the video comes from her YouTube channel. Some of you already know who she is. She has been with us since the beginning. She makes a lot of awesome animated videos and also posts regular content as well. We will put the link for the video we are using from her channel at the top of the description box of this video so y'all can watch it in its entirety. So this video clip is of one of Bree's live panels over on TikTok. And yes, there's a few new people on the panel. That's because Bree has lost a lot of people that used to follow her, because since the emails and other FOIAs and information have come out, they have opened their eyes and seen that everything the rest of us has known for a while now, they're finally seeing it. They're finally seeing the light. So they're dropping like flies over there. And Bree is having to replace those people with a few nitwits that don't want to open their eyes, that literally say, I don't care what the emails say. I don't want to see them. I don't want to read them. I don't want to hear them. I don't care what the FOIAs say. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it. I know who Gypsy is. No, you don't, because you've never met her. That's all we can say to these people who say that kind of crap. Or people like this right here. And we came across this the other day. Well, hubby did, and he showed it to me. And I was like, are you serious? Because look, someone was telling this Jenna K person, yes, those were her prison emails. Sounds like you should do some research. With a smiley face and like hands closed emoji saying like please do some research. And Jenna K comes back with the comment that we have circled, don't mean it's real, with a bunch of eyeball emojis. People fake emails all the time. And the person came back and said to this Jenna K girl, I mean, there's really only so much I can do, I guess. I can't talk to stupid. Okay, you didn't have to call her stupid, but that's besides the point. The point is, people don't want to believe it's real. It's literally a FOIA. It is literally something that people have to pay a lot of money to get. Any information we've ever shown on this channel, we've paid for information before that we've shown y'all, and we've also used information from other content creators, examples, the emails, that people put in for, to pay for, to get. And you have to go through all these steps to get this information from the courts, from the police departments, all of that. So if these emails were being faked, then, well, I mean, what are you trying to say, Jenna K? Are you saying that the police and the courts are literally using their time to type up all these fake emails? There's almost, 1,100 pages of emails from Gypsy, from and to Gypsy. Come on, be for real now. This right here is exactly why we continue to talk about Gypsy. Because there is people like this still in the world that refuse to open their eyes. She uses these big eyeball emojis, but yet refuses to open them. She refuses to open her eyes and see them. The emails are not faked. You can clearly see that. There's proof right in your face that the emails are not fake, that they came from the prison. Everyone needs to know that this dangerous person is walking around in society, lying about her crime, living her, quote, best life. Anyway, let's jump to the video just to let y'all know what's written in green on the screen was written by GypsysPantieCrust. So anything that pops up here in green is written by her. This was her video, and we're just borrowing a clip from it. And anything that pops up on the screen is from her. And she was just saying, I have read the text messages between Grifty and Nick in order, so I don't know what the F these people are talking about. They are on a different planet of delusion. Okay, so here we go.
With her, that wasn't really wrong with her.
That's right. And I don't agree.
That's what I got from you today, Bree, is you showed the proof like you told me you were going to do in the messages. I came on the live, I watched it, I listened, I hear what you had to say, and you're right. Girl, the way that you have.
Well, that just inflated Bree's ego like none other.
Yeah, it did.
Saying, I've listened to what you have to say. I've come on this panel and listened to what you have to say, and you're right. Bree's ego did not need any inflation, lady.
Well, stop, because the girl isn't even on social media anymore, and they're constantly making content about her. She did what everybody wanted her to do. Why do you guys keep talking about her?
Because she is still on social media posting. She was just on a live the other day with, Bree and Evelyn. So let's be for real here. She's still on social media posting on her, what she calls art page and using people to post her other content by proxy. So let's be real here. She is still on social media. You just are simply regurgitating everything that Gypsy said herself when she said, I'm not on social media anymore. Y'all got what you want. That's literally what this lady just said, word for word.
I really appreciate you, Mary. Like, I'm telling you, like, this shit makes me cry. Because, like, I know how I know the messages we had, and, like, I get very emotional when people can come up here and finally listen to me. It is something that I fight for a lot, and it's because Gypsy's a human being. It's not even because she's my friend. It's because she's a human being. So I appreciate you for being open-minded and being able to come to the live and just listen. I never, ever will condone what she did. It wasn't right. She shouldn't have went about it that way. At that time, that's what Gypsy thought was her only option. And it's over with. I mean, it's not we can go back. Trust me, back in time and just be a friend for Gypsy, I would. I wish that I would have known Gypsy then. I wish that I could have been there and helped her through this, but I wasn't. None of us were. So really, it means a lot to me that you haven't said what you said, because a lot of people come up in here and they just listen to respond rather than to listen and learn. So I really appreciate you that I have a lot for you to be able to do that.
For you too, because you take a lot of hate for doing what you're doing, and what you're doing isn't wrong. Gypsy's back was against the wall. I'm sorry. And when you really look at it, I mean, I probably can't say that I to my abuser if I had no way to get out. She had no way. Nick had a fantasy. He fulfilled his fantasy. And in him filling his fantasy, she was harmed too. In those messages, she was literally basically begging him to have mercy on her. Like, can you just be gentle with me? So she was scared. You got to think about, she had a childlike mind because she was raised like she was a little girl her whole life. Like, she mentally isn't all there, just like Nick Godejohn isn't all there either. Neither is she.
Yes, thank you for seeing the messages like that, because that's one thing when I read them. A lot of people just listen to creators and they'll pull up one text message and without context, and it changes everything. But if you read them back to back, she's trying her hardest to be like, she even says she uses Ruby to keep her numb and to keep her focused. Like, and she's saying, like, well, you like do this, how nervous she is. And a lot of people don't read them back to back like they should be read, and a lot of people don't see the fear that's coming out of these text messages in her, and I just don't get it sometimes. But I think it's because people just come on here and they just listen to other creators without seeing anything, or they see one, because I will show these and people still will be like, no, and I'm like, how can you not see it? She's literally asking, will you do this so I won't be traumatized? It's sad, and
it made me cry almost reading it. Like,
yeah, it did. I cried when I read it when she said, I hope you love me, not just Ruby." You know, because one of the videos that the police transcribed as Gypsy apologizing to him for getting upset with him because she told him it seems like all you want is smacks, and not, you know, but nobody wants to read those videos or see those, and it seems like it's because this is the thing, y'all, and this is what I've been trying to say. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, you make money off of this." I do not make money off of this. I can promise you that I don't. Being a pro-gypsy creator does not make you money. I can promise you that. And that's the thing. That are anti-gypsy, they don't, I'm just being honest. Most of the creators, I'm not going to say any names, but most of them, they're what's going to confirm what people want to believe, so it continues to make them money. That's just, it is what it is. And
Okay, we're going to stop that clip right there. Again, we'll put the link at the top of this description box so you can go and watch the entire thing if you would like to. We suggest you do because it's very interesting. Bree is talking about how people come up on here and listen to other content creators, and they don't listen to her, and she's really thanking this lady for coming up here and really listening to her and learning something. And people want to come up on here and say that Gypsy was in the wrong rather than coming to Bree's live to listen and learn. Well, going to Bree's live, you will lose brain cells. Sorry, I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm just being snarky a little bit because seriously, you're not going to learn anything from listening to Bree's panel or any of that, because she doesn't show everything. But we're about to show you everything. And don't forget where Bree just now said in one of the text messages, Gypsy was just so sad. She almost cried reading these text messages because Gypsy had asked Nick to do something so she wouldn't be traumatized. Well, we're about to look at that and see what Gypsy was really talking about. And y'all let us know how y'all take it. But no, Bree, most of us don't make bank like you love to say all the time. Even Sheena and the rest of them love to say Gypsy pays our rent and mortgages and keeps our lights on. I wish she would. Well, not really, because we don't want her blood money, unlike you and the rest of the minions. Again, we've shown y'all before in a video how much we make. Okay, Bree, and the rest of you, a few things. First of all, when Gypsy was talking about using Ruby to keep her numb, Nick was actually checking on her after she reached out to him, or not reached out to him, but simply texted him. And it was to text him because it was close to the unaliving time. And Gypsy said, yeah, she was using Ruby to keep her numb. Like numb from what she had been planning for 2 years was going to happen. Not numb from Nick traumatizing her. Bree, and the rest of you minions and people who refuse to look at truth and facts and say that you don't want to see the truth and facts. You'd rather listen to someone like this right here. But Gypsy would say things like this, like Ruby, she's using Ruby, which was one of her alter egos, to keep her numb because she knew that Nick didn't believe in taking medicine, because he said they've never worked for him when she asked him if he would want something for his nerves afterwards. Also, and that's in the messages too, by the way, there, Bree, just to help you out there. Also, though, you're all trying to say that Gypsy was mentally not all there, that she was just like Nick, who has autism. First of all, no, that is not true. Secondly, if you're saying that about her being that way then, you would also have to agree that's how she is now. Meaning all of you would have to agree on a lot of things, like she may always need help caring for her child and doing daily tasks. And you can't say, well, no, she's not like that now. She grew out of that, or she got an education while she was in prison. She got her GED, so she's not like that now. No. Y'all just said that she was like Nick. So if you say that, you would have to say that she's like Nick now, because Nick has autism and he can't grow out of it. It doesn't go away. He still has autism to this day. That's why if you're going to say that about Gypsy then you would have to say it about her now. And no, we're not meaning that all people with autism need help caring for a child or doing daily tasks. We do not mean that at all by any means. There are geniuses that have autism, okay? There's different levels of autism. We were just using that as an example for Bree and the rest of the minions so they could understand if they're going to say something like that about Gypsy then they have to say it now. There's a whole discussion that would have to be had there because there are different levels of autism, like I was saying, and different things some people with autism can and cannot do. We will leave that there for now, though, except to say Gypsy did not have a mind like Nick, and she knew what she was doing and planned it for 2 years. And you can't continue to put it all on Nick the way y'all do, saying he should have called the police. He shouldn't have done what he did. He straddled a woman and jabbed her to DEATH. He should have done this, that, and the third. Nick's IQ was 82. An average IQ score is between 85 and 115, with the global average being 100. A psychologist determined he functioned at the age of a 10 or an 11-year-old. Bree. Okay, we're going to look at these text messages, and y'all can see at the top of them, they're dated like this very first one that we're starting with is dated Wednesday, May 27th of 2015 at 7:39 p.m. and it starts with Nick. Now, y'all are going to see different dates because we are starting with May 27th, but no, we're not going to read every single text message from May 27th all the way up to the time that Nick arrived at Gypsy's house or was pulling up at Gypsy's house, okay? We're not doing that. So you will see us skip around a little bit. But like I said, we're going to be looking at the text messages that Bree was talking about, and we're going to look at the text messages before them and after them so that y'all can see the whole, conversation that was going on there. Not just a piece of it like Bree claims that Gypsy, quote, Gypsy haters show, which we're not Gypsy haters. We're anti-Gypsy, yeah, I guess you could say, because we don't like the person that she is or continues to be, but we don't hate anyone. Anyway, we want to show y'all everything, so that's what we're doing as far as what they were just now talking about in that clip. But we will make a video and post it of every single text message from beginning all the way to when the day that Nick arrived at Gypsy's house and Dee Dee was unalived. We'll make a separate video and post that so that those of you who do want to read every single text message that was sent between Gypsy and Nick can read them in order. We'll make that a separate video. But, okay, we're going to jump into the text messages now.
I hope they never change because you scare me at times, dear. Heart emoji. I hope so, honey, because I put my mind, heart, and soul into being with you and making you happy, sweetie. Emoji.
To give a little bit of context here, Nick is talking about Gypsy's freakouts, which y'all will see some of in the text messages that we show. But he's saying that he hopes that her quote, freakouts will calm down once they're together in person. And Nick is the one saying, you scare me at times, dear. Nick is saying that. So keep in mind, these gray boxes are Nick. The ones in pink are Gypsy, and they'll actually have her name at the top rather than defendant like Nick's do. But Bree and the people on that panel just now in that video clip were saying that Gypsy was traumatized. She was scared, all of that. But Nick is here saying that Gypsy scares him sometimes. My feelings won't change, and though I have freakouts, I always come back to you, my love. I'm so sorry I scared you. I'll give you lots of love in the hotel, baby. I'm gonna be okay. I just needed to calm down and take a breath. But darling, my feelings for you will never change. Heart emoji. I'm yours, and you do make me happy.
I hope they never change because you scare me at times, dear. Heart emoji. I hope so, honey, because I put my mind, heart, and soul into being with you and making you happy, sweetie. Heart emoji.
Sorry to repeat that text message by Nick. We just wanted to get that in order. And after Nick said that, that's when Gypsy goes to saying, my feelings won't change. And though I have freakouts, I always come back to you, my love. I'm so sorry I scared you. I'll give you lots of love in the hotel, baby. So we just wanted to get that in order. Sorry, we apologize.
Well, that's reassuring, dear. I needed that. Heart emoji. After doing what my evil side said, hon.
Big smile.
Dear, will there be less of these freakouts in person?
Yes, darling. When we're together, I will be a lot more relaxed. Mostly because we can use hugs, kisses, and body language to prevent it.
True, and schmecks will relieve us of the stress, dear.
LOL, that too, hun.
Yes, dear. Heart emoji.
A lot of our problems are we don't have a physical relationship, hun, so it's hard, hun.
True. I suppose most of our problems are physical related, dear.
And I want you to know being with me won't be heck. It will be much better, sweetie.
All right, dear. Heart emoji.
Do I make you happy?
When you don't have your freakouts, yes, dear.
Maybe you might like me better in person. I'm just letting you know my phobia. It's bugs and spiders. I always feel like crap after I freak out because you're caught in the middle.
Yes, hon. It's just your freakouts that scare me, honey.
We have that in common, hun. Okay, so right there, I just want to point out, Gypsy saying that this scares her as well, that she has these freakouts. So, and you can see how much these freakouts scare Nick, and he's not even with her in person, and they scare him that much. Okay, now we're going to May 30th, Saturday, May 30th of 2015, to make another point that Bree and that other lady and the rest of the panel were talking about, which was Gypsy was traumatized, but she was also so traumatized by the sex and all of that. But you'll see who talks about it more. Y'all will see in these text messages that we're about to show you. So yes, we did jump from the 27th to the 30th of May.
I look forward to it, my dear. Heart emoji.
I look forward to cuddles. Now, Nick was just simply talking about them being together in person, not sex, nothing sexual or anything like that. He was just simply talking about he was looking forward to getting to see her in person. But Gypsy has to say, I look forward to cuddles. I dreamt about it, and you gave me oral sex.
Maybe so, but I look forward to kissing you, heart emoji, as I will do in the future.
So remember, Bree and that lady and the rest of the panels were saying how they've read all of these text messages, one after the other, one after the next. And Gypsy was so traumatized by the sexual stuff that they were crying. It literally made them cry. And Bree said, I almost cried reading them. But it's Gypsy who keeps bringing all this stuff up. Like she's talking about, I had a dream about you giving me oral, and which is the H game. By the way, to those people who commented what his H game meant, I appreciate that. That for whatever reason, that did not pop into my head that that's what that meant. Anyway, for those of you who commented about it and seen that video, y'all will know what I'm talking about. But thank you for answering my question. Anyway, back to this. Gypsy is the one that keeps bringing up this type of stuff. So her next text says, will you give me my first orgasm soon, my love? Will you finger me on the bus? I desire pleasure too, hun.
Hun, I may be naughty on the bus, just depends on the moment, depends on how naughty, hun, heart emoji.
So she was so traumatized sexually that she's the one that kept bringing all of this up. She's the one that kept trying to go there with Nick in these text messages and get more and more detailed about it. Well, I'm going to touch you, winky face, and I'm going to kiss you too, everywhere.
As for the kissing, you know you can do that on my body, sweetie.
The first movie I want to watch with you is 50 Shades of Grey. I also think we should start with soft, wet anal, sex, before big time anal.
As for anal, don't worry about that because it's my job as your master too, dear.
Okay, so what Nick is saying is, he's saying, as for anal, don't worry about that because it's my job as your master to, dear. He just didn't put the comma and like he should have. But what he was saying was, as your master, like he's going back to the role playing thing that they did all the time, and they took turns on who was dominant and who was submissive. And he was saying, like, as your master, it's my job to be gentle, or do what you're wanting. Because remember, Gypsy said she wanted to watch 50 Shades of Grey. She also wanted them to start with soft anal before they went to hardcore, anal. And Nick is saying, well, as your master, it's my job to start off gently, basically, is what he's meaning here. But I'm sorry, I have never heard of a woman that is supposed to be a V, still have her V card, who would want to start with anal.
No.
And not shaming doing that at all. Not saying there's anything wrong with doing that. You do you. But I have never, I personally, anyway, have never spoke to a woman or talked to a woman or a girl or anything who still had her V card and wanted to start with that first. Maybe some of you have heard of that, wanting to start with that first, but most of the time, a girl who still has her V card is not going to want to start with anal first. Y'all get what I'm saying? Do y'all agree? Back to the text, Gypsy says, you make my girly parts tingle. So jumping ahead a little bit, Gypsy and Nick, they would go back and forth between texting and messaging on Facebook Messenger. Gypsy had some sort of freak out, and I was going to say they had an argument, but they didn't have an argument because Nick would just shut down with his type of autism and his history of watching his mom go through DV and things like that. He would just shut down and not say anything. So Gypsy had a freak out, all of that. And then she texts him and says, "Get your A back now. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to rip you a new one." So you can't say that Nick was the dominant one all the time. Gypsy is the one that chose who was dominant and who was submissive and when that, each of them were dominant or submissive. If Nick was in the middle of being dominant and Gypsy wanted to be dominant, she would literally just tell him and they would change up and she would all of a sudden be dominant.
That's not worth it. I always fight for us. It's your turn for once.
Me? How the heck am I gonna fight it? It's one-sided. And skipping ahead just a little bit here because it's just Gypsy going on and on a little bit. And then her saying, "What am I going to wear to impress your folks?" And then she all of a sudden yells at Nick saying, "I'm going to go with you, G-Diet." And then all of a sudden she texts him and says, "I'm me again. I'm sorry, my love."
Dear, you gave me another scare.
Okay, well, good night, hun. Y'all can see that Gypsy does not care that she is scaring Nick, literally scaring him. One could say she's possibly even traumatizing him. Just saying, y'all let us know what y'all think. Some of you may know this, but Gypsy she told Nick anyway, that she broke her computer during one of her freakouts because she apparently got mad at her mom. Now we know that's not true because we've shown y'all the crime scene photos of her HP laptop that she was gifted, that she asked for as a sick child and was gifted, and it was not broke. It absolutely worked. We've shown y'all the pictures of the computer being turned on, it working, and everything. So this text message from Gypsy says, "So we can just use one computer together, hun."
Dear, I answered you. And what about all the memories of us on your computer, sweetie?
I saved them, but F you. You don't get it, do you? I was in a romantic mood. Now you screwed that to heck.
Well, sorry, I'll leave you alone. All you do is push me away.
My love. Nicholas, answer me. Wait, Daddy, wait. Please end us. I want you to stay with me. You said you was coming to get me.
Bella doesn't want me, so no one will have me but her, so I'll go to heck then if I can't have her.
So we're going to skip ahead a little bit from here, but again, like we said, we're showing y'all the context of what Bree and that other lady were talking about. We're showing y'all everything from before what they were referencing, and the text messages of after what Bree and that lady was referencing, and showing the truth. We're showing every bit of it. Text message for text message, Bree. Every one of them. So now what do you got to say, Bree? But we're going to skip ahead a little bit because we didn't want to make this video so long. We didn't mean to. We apologize for that. But y'all can see Gypsy only cared about one thing right here. By her saying, "I want you to stay with me. You said you was coming to get me, ? Like her saying that, you can tell right there she only cared about one thing, and it wasn't Nick just coming and getting her. Because if that's what it was, she could have just walked out of the house with her bag, got in the taxi, and left. Her mom would have never known where she went. Her mom wouldn't have been able to come after her like Gypsy claimed she was afraid of. But Gypsy knew all of this. When we know, we have the proof now, the actual proof now, that for the people that didn't want to open their eyes until, now or here recently, which thank goodness they did. Nothing against them, but thankfully they opened their eyes. You can see that Gypsy wanted to make sure she was going to get what she wanted, and that's that. And that's all she cared about. And that's why she started being nice to Nick again. She was hollering at him, "Get back here now," to, please talk to me. Please, Daddy, please. Now, Bree and that lady and the other people on panel and the minions are always trying to say that Nick only cared about Ruby, which was Gypsy's evil side, right? But you see here that's not true. Nick referenced Bella, which a lot of people aren't familiar with Gypsy's persona that was named Bella. And Bella was the sweet, nice, romantic persona. And I'm not meaning romantic in talking about sexually explicit things. I'm talking about the just sweet, nice, romantic side of Gypsy. That's who Bella was for Nick. Gypsy was always Gypsy, okay? She really didn't, in her mind, change to these different personas. They were just names that she gave identities to. And Bella was the one that was sweet and nice. And you can see right here, Bree, that lady on her panel, the rest of you minions, Nick cared about Bella more than anything. And he even said, if Bella doesn't want me, no one will. No one will have me but her. So I'll go to heck then if I can't have her. So Nick is saying here, if I can't have Bella, I don't want anybody. Because he cared about Bella, the sweet, nice Gypsy. That truly does say a lot. So jumping forward to June 9th of 2015, Tuesday, June 9th of 2015, Gypsy says, tell him, talking about Victor, which was Nick's, quote, evil side, tell him my private parts are shaved.
Okay, baby, he is excited to do this. What about the rest of your bottom half? Is what he had me ask you.
I'll wear you out, winky face.
Hun, don't forget you got to deal with my evil side first before we have our fun. So he may wear you out because if you forgot, he is the most sexual part of me. Please don't forget that, dear. Then I'll wear you out even more, honey.
Okay, darling, I understand. You'll have me as much as you can. And Gypsy texts Nick and says, can we take our time, hun? And Nick is telling her, we'll be able to at the hotel, sweetheart. And Gypsy says, okay, good, sweetheart. Heart emoji. I hope I look pretty. And then Nick and Gypsy are texting back and forth. And Gypsy tells Nick if something goes wrong, just run out the back door as fast as you can. And Nick texts her back and says there's no other option. He will finish her. Now, we found something odd about him saying he will finish her. But we're going to talk about that in a separate video that we're working on. Because that is odd the way he says that. And he says he will finish her because there's no other option. That's how Gypsy made him feel. So back to the text messages. This is in reference to one that Bree and that other lady were talking about on Bree's TikTok live panel. And it's where Gypsy texted Nick saying, I hope he loves me too, not just Ruby. Okay, well, we already seen where Nick does love Gypsy, and he also loves Bella, which is Gypsy's sweet, nice, kind side, right? And Ruby was Gypsy's evil side. Gypsy said, I hope he loves me too, not just Ruby. But before she texted this, she texted Nick and said, I respect that. I respect and admire his bravery. Then says, I hope he loves me too, not just Ruby. And Nick answers Gypsy by saying, and as for him loving you, he's talking about Victor. He's saying Victor does love you. However, you must obey him without question unless you don't know what to do. Like in the role playing. Unless you don't know what to do, then, while we're role playing, then you can, say, time out. I got a question. How am I supposed to refer to Victor right now? Y'all get what I mean? Okay, so Nick's role playing here, and he's saying, but you must obey him, and one day Victor will worship you too, just like I do. So Nick's basically saying that he worships Gypsy and loves Gypsy, and one day Victor will worship Gypsy as well. Now, going back to the text messages for just a second, this is the last part of what they talked about in that video clip that we wanted to show y'all the text messages to. And Gypsy texted Nick saying, will he, and again, he is Victor, will he allow me to wet your penis before he takes me, hun? I don't know if he's gonna do anal or vag. I was hoping to do anal. Now you see, Gypsy is the one saying, I was hoping to do anal with you first. That doesn't sound like someone that was oh so traumatized on Wednesday, June 10th. Wednesday, June 10th. Right before Nick gets there and all, remember? Dee Dee had passed away on June 9th. This is June 10th. Remember, we did a whole video about that, talking about when Nick actually got there and when Dee Dee had passed away. So, not trying to get into that now. But you see, Gypsy didn't seem oh so scared and traumatized and was worried. She just simply wanted to make sure that he would let her wet it before sticking it in. And Nick, still being in the role-playing part of it, is saying when Victor grapes, he takes all parts of the body, so he'll most likely do anal too. Like as well to you, hun. And Gypsy says, will he at least put saliva, or that's what she's trying to say anyway, saliva, so I don't get traumatized, hun? So this is where that word traumatized comes in. Gypsy saying, will he at least put saliva so I don't get traumatized, hun? Now, Nick does answer that by telling her, remember to take my words to heart, dear. Just listen and obey him without question, and he won't traumatize you. But if you're not a good girl, then he will then do it. It just depends on how well you listen to him. Okay, so Nick is answering her and saying that, but again, one, he's role-playing, and two, don't forget, Nick did tell her, always obey him without question, talking about Victor, unless you don't understand, unless you have a question. Then basically, for example, say like, time out, pineapple, whatever the safe word is, like, I got a question. How am I supposed to act right now towards Victor? How does Victor want me to act right now? You get what I'm saying? So don't forget that, okay? But also, the third and last thing to that, to Nick answering her, Gypsy replies, I'll listen to him, darling. It's go time. Are you ready? So she's happy, she's excited about this. She's ready for this. It's go time. Are you ready? So that's how that whole conversation went, Bree. lady on Bree's panel, all you minions, and other people who refuse to read these things for yourself and open your eyes. So we were staying completely biased in this, or unbiased, sorry, not biased. We were staying completely unbiased in this video, showing y'all all the text messages, like text message for text message. So there you go, Bree. You can't say that there's content, that none of the content creators have done that, because we just did it. We showed text message for text message. We showed who was truly, in our opinions, the sexually explicit one, or the most sexually explicit one, which was Gypsy, in our opinions. But what are y'all's thoughts and opinions on all of it? Do y'all think it was Gypsy being more sexual? Do y'all think that Gypsy was oh so pitiful and traumatized by Nick? Especially after seeing that very last text message where she said, okay, I'll listen, I'll obey, I understand, like, are you ready? It's go time. Are you ready? Let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below, and we'll be conversating with y'all like always. Again, we do apologize that this video was a long one, but it kind of had to be so that we could show y'all all of those text messages and give context to them and show them one by one after the other, like Bree claims has never been done. And thank you so much to all of our subscribers and channel members. We truly love and appreciate every single one of you. We are so grateful for all of you. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos, posts, or lives, or anything. And we'll see y'all in the next one, and we hope y'all have a good night, and God bless.
Have a good night, and God bless.
Bye.
Bye.